here's the thing, man. If the developer of the game we're currently playing is not willing to do and provide us with some of the innovative changes the players wouldn't mind seeing, another developer will do just that. And when we see that, we're like, oh, so basically it's the shit I already enjoy, but better. Well, guess what's gonna happen? We've already seen what happens with when Wuthering Waves came out, and everybody that was playing Genshin looked at Wuthering Waves going, yeah, sorry, Genshin, we're going over there now. So yeah. One thing I love about the dynamic gacha games have between each other right now is definitely one trying to one up the other, so that way they are the superior product in the market, just like any real product out here, and the corporations behind them, well, they have to outcompete the competition to maximize sales and of course profit. This has really became the sentiment after the success of Wuthering Waves. Huge shout out to Wuthering Waves for really perpetuating and pushing for developers, and the sentiment within the developer side of the gacha space to really work hard, try harder, and not just be these gooner bait games that take advantage of a, well, let's just say a social issue right now when it comes to the male loneliness epidemic, right? Because we all know these characters pretend they care about you and that they're in love with you and everything, because most guys, which is the majority of the player base that plays these games, most of them are guys. Typically they have issues, not all of them of course, but some do, and it tries to capitalize on that to try to make you care a little too much, and therefore making you, you know, spend on things you typically wouldn't spend on, because you just need that, that feeling, right? But I feel like we are, well, they're still keeping it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit and pretend Wuthering Waves isn't gathering wives. I mean, everybody knows that, but I feel like there's a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more care about gameplay, which is what I feel like a lot of players care about the most. Maybe it's just my algorithms. One thing I learned recently is players' perspectives on what they think the community is thinking at the moment will differ from player to player because of how what the algorithm pushes you. For me, I see a lot of people talking about gameplay because the algorithm knows I care about gameplay, but I'm pretty sure for others, they're gonna look at you know, 2D anime baddie talks, right, in their algorithm. That's just the way things are, right? But I feel like all in all, at least there's a solid community behind the gameplay and let's just say polish aspect of these games right now. And because of this sentiment, because of this new wave of, it's not just about the, let's just say, the 2D anime baddies and of course the free-to-play model, because a lot of players like to shit on free-to-play players, but the reality is these companies are doing this on purpose. They are the ones that make them free to play, because they're trying to get free to play players to play their games, all right? And then try to transform them into spenders. Why do we keep shitting on free to play players wanting freebies when you, I hate this. I've seen them in the comments all the time. Oh, free to play players are like these spoiled children and stuff. No, it's the bare minimum. I mean, it's not even that much. We acknowledge that this is a little too predatory. We're okay with predatory. We know what we're signing up for, but this is too predatory. Can we just ease off on that? And also, lack of freebies equates to lack of appreciation. And let's face it, whatever the form, whatever the social setting, people like to feel appreciated. When you don't feel appreciated somewhere, yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I want to pack my shit and leave. I don't like to hang where I'm not appreciated, and I'm pretty sure that's a sentiment a lot of people can relate to. So why am I all of a sudden talking about the care and the gameplay and the content? Why am I focusing so much on this? Well, because I feel like this is a sentiment that we need to keep fanning the flames for and make it as big as possible, because it keeps sending signals to developers to keep one-upping each other in terms of content and not just how predatory they are, and giving us better gaming experiences, which I feel like is the biggest contributor to us enjoying ourselves as we play these games, because a lot of people tend to forget about this. I've noticed this especially in my previous video in when I talked about the Wuthering Waves collab, and for people to just try to be as grounded and disciplined as possible towards the collab and not let the gacha because it kind of sucks. All right, now it's not the worst, but it's definitely not good. It's definitely below expectations when it comes to the gacha side of the collab. However, in terms of content, a lot of players I feel like are excited, myself included, and not so. My message is, of course, to not let the gacha affect the gameplay and the enjoyment you can have within the game. But some players, unfortunately, are still not too well receiving to that. Unfortunately, it's sad to see. But I feel like just yet another reminder that we are ultimately here to enjoy ourselves and not let things get in the way of that as much as possible. Also through us disciplining ourselves and have proper mindset, because all in all, unfortunately, these are predatory games. That's the contract you sign the moment you are engaging in a free-to-play game. That's just the way things are. This shouldn't have to be, duh. That's why I always keep complaining about developers one-upping each other, especially when it comes to the gacha. You know what's funny? This is a separate video I have to make, but a lot of people complained about me saying that the gacha from NTE, that Wungui should apply the stuff that NTE applied within the gacha, especially skins, etc. And I got dislike bombed, and people are like, I guess it's kudu bots, but what I'm noticing here is that we have kudu bots on one side, and now we have angry free-to-play players on the other. There's a lot of anger, and it's sad to see, when in reality, I feel like this is a good opportunity for us as players that enjoy these games, especially with Wungui. I feel like that's #1 for a lot of people here. To come together and really have a more disciplined approach in how we go about expressing our sentiments towards these games. I feel like this is a good opportunity because the devs are listening, the devs are looking, and without a united front, we're just gonna keep being all over the place and they can keep getting away with their predatory crap. So why am I once again talking about all this again? Of course, well, what really made this conversation spark in my head is a game called Wungui. Now, Wungui seems to be an anime-based game. We don't know if it's going to be gacha or not. Probably will be. It seems to be a direct competitor to NTE and Ananta. I say that, of course, because they seem to want to have a city-like thematic, Chinese urban city-like thematics to be specific, which we all know is the approach NTE and Ananta are going with, kind of like GTA. I'll be honest, man, this is what you love to see. We always love to see yet another competitor throwing their hat into the ring and trying to be added into our rotation of game time, man. Because you know when it's game time, baby, you finish that 5-10 minutes of dailies in the game you've already been playing, you finish it on the other one, and then you kind of would love a new title to really help refresh. And then sometimes this one still doesn't have an update, but this one has an update, so you really can enjoy the one that currently has an update as you wait for the others. So it's this constant flow of content and things you enjoy. And for many here, I feel like open world games are kind of the type of games we enjoy. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy others, of course, but to many, these are very, very popular games, and they're very big also. They're very, you know, for gamers, it's like, wow, oh my God. There's some open world fatigue I'm hearing, but I don't know, for me, I really like open world games. So without further ado, let's just look into what they're cooking up and what they're gonna be, let's just say, attacking the gacha space with. This looks a lot like Arknights Enfield. This looks a lot like Arknights Enfield. It could be because it's still beta test 2. Okay, we have to keep in mind that there's going to be more polish. Duh. But I think the direction they're going with is like Arknights Enfield. And I'll be honest, I love the graphics in Arknights Enfield. They're pretty good. It's a very well polished, shiny game. I like it. I do. And I feel like it can only get better on release. So here's to hoping they don't pull a Do It Night Abyss and actually really expand on graphics and everything. Like for it to be wholly something new. Kind of like Arknights Enfield. But then again, you know, these gacha companies have no shame, man. They'll just copy everything. They don't care. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can drive with the motorbike. Yeah, there it is. What the hell, baby? First of all, smooth transition. And second, we can scoot. With a flying scoot. We're just scooting. Oh yeah, we just scoot. Maybe we can jump with the scoot. Oh, if only we could do tricks like double. Ah, we can double jump. Okay. Wait, is that? Can we go back to that? She's roller. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I've talked about this in my what things I expect from NTE 1.1. Obviously, it shouldn't happen this soon, but these are my expectations for NTE. Really, different modes of transportation. One of the commenters said, "Why not have a skateboard?" A skateboard would be very innovative and really in tune with the thematics of NTE. Like that'd be very, very cool. I think it's fitting. You can even have a skin for it, like a little punky type of, skateboards are a little bit street, right? They always give that street vibe, which fits the NTE thematics. But why not stop there? And just an idea. Why not have rollerblades there? Rollerblades in an open world game, as we see over here, fucking cool shit. That is some cool fucking shit. Why not do that? Why not do that? And you saw how she climbed on the wall. I think that would be a great addition. And here's the thing, man. If the developer of the game we're currently playing is not willing to do and provide us with some of the, let's just say, innovative changes the players wouldn't mind seeing, another developer will do just that. And when we see that, we're like, oh, so basically it's the shit I already enjoy, but better. Well, guess what's gonna happen? We've already seen what happens when Wuthering Waves came out, and everybody that was playing Genshin looked at Wuthering Waves going, yeah, sorry Genshin, we're going over there now. So yeah. That's so cool, man. A little bit more speed would be nice. It's like Lene in Wuthering Waves. I don't know why more characters can't be like Lene. Lene feels so sweet to explore with because she has rollerblades. That's just, I think, where I got the idea. Okay, it's like Wuthering Waves. You can just teleport your engines to your vehicles to you. One of the complaints I personally have in NTE is one, only the MC can ride them, which is very annoying in my opinion. And most importantly, why can't I jump? Especially with the goddamn bike. Why can't I jump with the bike? That just irritates the hell out of me. They have to add a jumping button to the bike immediately. Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now. Okay, one thing I've noticed also is I think the vehicles are locked behind the characters, which is very alarming because we see that already in NTE where qualities of life in the game are locked behind characters, which means they're paywalled, which is the same shit as Genshin. And last I heard, even the Genshin community wasn't happy about that. So, because when I see here, the long-haired, golden-haired girl was the scooter one, the pink-haired girl was the rollerblades, and this one on screen has a motorbike. And when she switches, it becomes that character immediately on the vehicle they have. I don't know if you get to equip them, you get to choose. I hope that is the case. That way it enables some form of dynamic switching of units slash let's just say mode of transportation, which would be pretty cool. But my assumption is obviously going to go the predatory route where they're going to want to monetize different types of transportation through other characters, which is weird in my opinion because it's very limiting. Or maybe you're going to have this character has this element and this is their mode of transportation. It's like a new let's just say added thing as an added sub archetype of what the character does. For example, it's a sword user instead of a gun user, it's a motorbike user instead of a rollerblade user, etc., etc. It's like that little class of theirs. I hope I'm making some sense here. But yeah, also I'm noticing 3 characters instead of 4. I'm assuming they don't have elemental reactions because I think 4 units, it helps a lot when you want to do elemental reaction from a developer perspective. But if you don't have elemental reactions, 3 characters is more than fine. I think in Wuwa, since there's no reactions, 3 feels very flexible. It's good. It's more than enough. But if you have elemental reactions for like 4 units, 4 character teams is a lot more flexible because you want to do more color matching. So yeah, I think they're going to go down the Wuwa route in terms of combat. Oh, we can do that. That's nice. Cabrage. I know it in French. I just don't know it in English, sadly. That is clear. Hey, what the hell, baby? Let's get it here. Okay, I think this is for the beta because I just checked earlier, and I think they're just talking about the beta here. Yeah, here it is. Built-in engine Unity. In Unity engine, the dev team. Okay, I don't know if this is an amazing engine or not. I'll let y'all gamer pros let me know what's up. I still gotta get used to all these engines and shit. Guangzhou, China, June 19 to 21, and registration open in tomorrow. Actually, we can start registering tomorrow. I think I'll probably sign up for this. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so this is a 16 plus game. We might expect darker themes there, which is always nice if you're an adult playing these games. But of course, be careful if your child is playing with this, I guess. Or if you're a child, all right, fine, we won't tell your parents. But anyway, I think all in all, this is what we love to see. We love to see newly added mechanics in a new game that's obviously taking inspiration from already existing titles, just like Wungui did with Genshin, just like NTE is now doing with Genshin, and Wungui as well in terms of the combat. And now we have Ananta coming in, even removing the gacha from the game, just focusing more solely on cosmetics and a different approach to the game. Do It Not Abyss tried that, but unfortunately it failed because the game just didn't provide a lot of enjoyment, a lot of polish. It felt sloppy, just thrown together. They just had to push it. You can smell the corp and Do It Not Abyss. I feel like that's why it didn't hit for a lot of people, myself included. But now we have Wungui. I wish they could just change the name to something simpler, you know, especially when you consider the global, right? They have changed names before in gacha games. I hope they can do this here too. Wungui just seems... Wungui? I don't know. I want a smoother pronunciation. It's very hard. I think maybe if you're a Chinese native, that could be very easy for you. But I guess out here in the West, it's kind of hard for us. But yeah, so I'm very excited for this game. I'm all for new developers pushing the limits of the free-to-play model, offering more things to us, the players, because not only does it force the already existing developers to try and compete with them, but also it gives us more playtime, more toys to play with, and I feel like that's just a win-win for everybody, really, especially for us, the consumer. I don't think it's a huge win for the developers, to be honest. Who the hell wants more competition, right? But for us, the players, it is a massive W, and since we're all team players, minus the Hoyo Shills and Kurubas, who for some reason just keep defending their billion-dollar companies. We don't know why. God, we still have to find the psychological explanation to that phenomena. But obviously it's because they attach their own value to the success of their own company through mental gymnastics, because they lack sources of validation in their own lives. So like they need to associate it with something else that they know will always succeed, so therefore they always keep feeling better about themselves, because unfortunately for them, they're not really feeling the best in their life because they're hollow, they're lost, they're not succeeding the way they want to in life, and they're probably not even succeeding in the games they play. So the best way to cope and to have a avenue in which they can grandstand on people online is through these companies. That's the reason why, but I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not going to pretend to be. This is just my observation and many others' observation in what probably makes sense considering the behavior we've observed. Sorry, a bit of a tangent there. Went to full Unky mode, but I kind of have to. I'm pretty passionate about that stuff. So yeah, all in all, I think this is amazing news. I feel like we're going to be eating really, really good very, very soon. We're going to try out the beta. I'm probably going to be covering the beta if I get it, if I have access. If not, we can look at gameplay. We can look at people's opinions about the game and see what the general consensus about it within the beta test, and see if the developers in future beta tests listen or not. See what exactly we're dealing with, because I feel like it's very important to see how the developers behave towards criticism and feedback, because well, in case you haven't heard, this is our live service games, and this type of sentiment matters tremendously in the longevity of your enjoyment within those games, because these games are not, well, for some, it's just you play the 1.0 and leave, but for many, I feel like you really want to pick it up and start playing it every single day. You get more immersed in the world. That's what they want also. So you care about the characters, you start to engage with the community. Really, it's a little bit of an investment. It's like a side chick, right? So you don't play it all the time. You can't play it all the time, but it's a bit of fun when it's time for it, right? So yeah, but you do want the side chick to always listen in, to, you know, hide in the closet when need be, not show up when need be. You know how it is, right? But yeah, so anyway, I'm really hopeful to see Silver Palace and Azure Premilia, what they're gonna do as well in terms of their gacha and stuff. Well, we haven't heard too much from them for now, but we're gonna have to prepare for that because those are the ones that are coming very soon. This one is coming a little bit on in the future, so yeah, we're already having a newer, broader horizon up ahead of us as we keep playing in the gacha space. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.